A very warm welcome to all our Icy Tales viewers. Today we have a very special guest with us, Dr. Pooja Singh. She is a physiotherapist, she is a Pilates instructor, and the list does not end. She is a content creator as well. Doctor, welcome. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Ivy Tales, and thank you, Rabiat. You've been such very supportive host because we had this interview scheduled a couple of days before, and I was busy with the patient, and she was very cooperative enough to reschedule it with a video. Thank you so much. I'm fine. I'm having a great Sunday. How are you?
I am good as well. So, first of all, let's just dive right into it. And why don't you start by telling our viewers that why did you choose this particular field? And I'm talking about physiotherapy, like this particular
Oh,
profession.
that's a very good question. Okay, I'm going to just speak. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just speak the like whatever it is coming from my heart.
Okay.
I wanted to always do something in medicine. Like I wanted to be a part of the medical field, the healthcare services. Um. So while choosing that, there were some, of course, options like MBBS. You know, there is BDS, there is physio, there is homeo. So I don't know how was I very clear that I don't want to get into MBBS and BDS. So when I was planning to get into physio, that time physiotherapy was not really, something in India specifically, where people used to see physiotherapy only they've heard it from a cricket team or from a sport team. They never thought physiotherapy. Itna unko pata nahi tha. They were not really very sound with it. When I started studying, so the reason I got into physio initially was just to help people. I really like to
Okay.
be a part of the people. I like to be around people. So I thought it's one of the best things that I can do, something that I can take up where I can help people. But getting along now, when I think about it, I feel I'm so happy and proud about it because I'm healing people. So doctors, of course, give you the treatments and all. But when I talk about physios, I use the word as healers. So we are
Yeah.
healing people with touch and without medications. So I'm so proud of myself that I'm not really using any kind of these chemicals, steroids, and all the larger pharmaceutical things in the way that we can to in the maximum way that we can. And the more I'm into this culture, I'm more understanding how effective it is and how good life will be if we go on least medications, to zero medications. So yes, so it just began there, and now yeah, the reason was just to help people. I think there's no other reason, and I had no clue what physio is then, when of course when we started. But yeah, now of course like
And no,
how it goes.
you should be proud of yourself because you are a healer and you are doing such a great thing for people out there.
Thank
And talking about physiotherapy, there's actually a myth which guilty as charged, but I also believed was that physiotherapy is like all about exercises and like massages. And yes, I used to believe that also, but then social media and all, and then you get to know no, there's so much more to that. So can you tell us about this? Like, what do you have to say about it?
That's very good. Actually, you put up a very good question. अब ये एकदम ये हो गया है. It's now these questions become very emotional also because day in and day in, I think I am going to represent or talk about all the physios here, so they'll relate to this. So when we talk about this, you're very right. Initially क्या अभी भी है. If you see my page when you call me a content creator, I'm like yeah, because I keep putting memes which are indirect and directly towards the society where they believe that physio is massage, physio is exercises, but there's so many things beyond, where a physio can really treat you and help you. And there's so many other varieties in physio. People don't even know that there is masters in cardiovascular, respiratory in physio. There is masters in neurology in physio. There is masters in ortho in physio. There's masters in community health. So people, these corporates and everyone, all these problems that they have, there is a master's in that which we call ergonomical health. So people are not aware of so many things. That you're right, we are just put into a lot of. And when it comes to massage, definitely massage is nothing but muscle releases, but there are so many muscle release techniques which physios are doing, and I'm so proud of all the physios out there trying out something which will heal the patient or heal the people without any kind of medications again. So like I go for gua sha is one of the types where I use KSTM, which is a scraping method, one of the most commonest ways, which is done very famous in the West. But India में थोड़ा of course अभी भी उसका awareness कम है. So yes, so that's the thing about going beyond massage. And
Myth is there, but you have kind of gotten used to it now.
yeah, kind of. But now I think who knows me, they'll never say this. So now they know how to deal with me.
Yeah, that's how, you know, if you're doing it, now the people around you know, your family know, your friends know. So that's how it spreads basically. Okay, so you are also a Pilates instructor, if I'm not wrong. So I am not really familiar with it's actually embarrassing, but I'm not really familiar with the concept of Pilates that much. So can you tell me about Pilates? You know, I know about yoga, okay, I know about exercises. So what can Pilates, you know, do to a person for our body? What can it do for our body?
Wow, this is such a beautiful question because I would like to put all the input about Pilates in this. First of all, Pilates is nothing but principal movement of the body is Pilates. The name is Pilates because it was introduced by Joseph Pilates. उनके नाम से ये फेमस हो गया, उनके नाम से इसको पिलाटेस नाम मिला. But Pilates is nothing but your body movement and balance. Okay, that's it. So in this, any body movement where your muscle action and your nerve action is happening in the principal movement is Pilates. Now, Pilates is actually a part of physio. So I don't know how many people know that. So we have a subject of Pilates in the final year and we also have internship in Pilates. But thanks to this glamour world, showbiz, the business, and also of course Bollywood, that they have glamorized Pilates to another level. Pilates, yeah, Pilates on the machines is not really the Pilates. Like it's the next level of Pilates. It's become like, that's what I said. You've made a glamorized touch to Pilates. All right. Like for example, we say yoga. Yoga was like the basic where Indian yogic started yoga. But how do you start aerial yoga, machine yoga, power yoga? Same way. So if Pilates has to be really known, it's nothing but principal body movements which are done in a very good, what do you say, very aesthetic ways. That's the right way to move. You know, so even for example, if you're standing, there is a way that you stand. You know, so that also involves Pilates. So Pilates is nothing but your body movement. Generally, when you do a mat Pilates, I'm a mat Pilates instructor, is when you realize that where your body, you know, you understand which body part is weak. And also Pilates is well known for its core exercises. I think that's the core of it. So everything starts and ends at the core when it comes to Pilates. So it's one of the best forms you can do to build a good core. And of course, you get the perks of getting a good abs and all that. So yeah.
We are talking a lot about muscle action and all. From that, I have this one question that, can you tell me something about muscle stimulation? I came across this term while I was, you know, studying about physiotherapy and all, everything related to body muscles and all. And I came across this term, muscle stimulation. So can you tell our viewers a little bit about it?
Sure, of course, it's a part and parcel of physio. As that's a very good question again, because this also comes under physio apart from massages. And muscle stimulation plays such an important role, especially when you are having pain, plus your movement. See, whenever we have pain, the next thing that happens is you can't move much, right? We stop moving. So the reason that we stimulate the muscle is to get back the muscle memory and reduce the pain. Both, it acts both ways. Now, when we stimulate the muscle, we also want to stimulate indirectly or directly the nerve involved. Now, ye pura ek, it's the whole thing. It goes, yeah. So when I to explain in a small way, you can take an example of a biceps, okay? So having the knowledge of where the bicep tendon starts, where is the origin of the muscle, where does it end, as per the knowledge. And that's why for a muscle stimulator, using a muscle stimulator and a patient, you have to be well sound and have the knowledge about anatomy. So you use the muscle, the origin insertion, and you place the electrodes on that and you stimulate the muscles. Now there are many types of stimulation, types of currents. There is MS, IFT, there is TNS, there are many currents. There are ultraries. We use many currents in this, and all these currents have different effects because they differ on the frequency and the type of contraction. So sometimes you may have a full current in and out. That is called, a complete Faraday current where you completely surge it, like this is your movement, and you leave it. Then there are some muscle stimulation, you just give those muscle stimulating, like intergalvanic. So all these currents I'm using has their own benefits, but they are all ways through which you can get a muscle stimulated, and it really helps in pain. Also paralysis. It's one of the best ways to locally get the muscle some kind of strength, because completely paralyzed patient or injured patient.
So, we not only us students, but now sitting for longer hours have kind of become a routine for everyone, especially after the COVID and when the work from home thing started. We just sitting in front of students, just sitting in front of, mobiles or laptops with their Zoom meeting, with their Zoom classrooms on, especially, and also the adults, with all of this, sitting in front of a camera, sitting on your desk for longer hours has kind of become a regular thing, which has caused a lot of people to have a problem. Especially now, I'm seeing neck problems, back problems becoming more common, from a very young age. So, what's your take on that? Because now the problems like frozen shoulder, cervical problems, they're kind of becoming quite common. So, what's your take on that?
Yes, that's a very good. I think you've answered it already that you're sitting for long, and there are two things. One is
Okay.
posture, very
Yeah, yeah.
important that you take care of your posture. So, unfortunately, this generation has become so addicted to the gadgets, whether it is through work or not with work. Like through work, I mean to say laptops or computers,
Laptop.
and not with work also is again the same thing, right? The mobile phones and the laptops. Like if you're doing or you're watching something, you're watching a series, movie, whatever, it's become completely static. It's all about posture. So, poor posture, because what is poor posture? It doesn't develop within a day. These are months and years of poor posture where we don't even realize we are sitting like this. Our shoulders have become rounded, where the frozen shoulder begins, where cervical pain actually starts. Okay, so if you have, and as I spoke about Pilates, same thing. If you know your alignment of your body, you will never sit in a bad posture for more than 10 minutes. Trust me, because I have done this. Even it can't go wrong with. I mean to say, I know no special case, right? I'm also a human being, so I also sit with my mobile, or I'll sit with my laptop, or I'll do some work on my iPad. So what I have seen is, the moment in 10 minutes I know there's some pain that starts from here. So that is not with everyone. You getting it? Maybe initially it is, but we don't take it too important, because for us, what we are doing is more important. Working, watching a movie, whatever it is. So what I'm saying is, if you really know your body alignment, that my head has to be here, it cannot go. This is called the forward neck posture. I cannot be like this. The moment I'll be like this for 5 minutes, I have to get back. So if you're aligned in the right way, which is called body alignment, which is also a part of physio, you will never have a bad posture. That is one. Number two, if you have a bad posture, of course, you've already gone to a poor posture, you need to get your posture corrected. And again, that's be done by a physio, a pain specialist, whoever knows how to align the body, get the muscles, because that's one of the, like, I think, I to believe these days, that's the only reason that you're having early age cervical problem,
Do you
early age.
think, yeah, so do you think we should, everyone should adapt this physiotherapy in their daily life? Some
Exactly. Then
practices
learn
also.
about. Yes, that's true. So here now physio becomes a preventive healthcare. You're getting it. So someone stepping in with a frozen shoulder, cervical pain, back pain becomes curative, because they've come
Yeah,
to treat something. What you're
yeah.
saying is absolutely with posture, poor posture, and then when you spoke about massage, see, if you really read about it, your body generally needs a lot of muscle release. Generally, specific your neck muscles, your back muscles, your glute muscles, your thighs. You need to get them released. One of the best ways, professionally to get it released is physiotherapy. If the physiotherapist is using those techniques. Now, there are some physios who don't do muscle releases, but there are, like me, I myself, I do it. So you have to go and get your muscles released. It will really help you. Why I'm telling you is, the major thing, we always talk about heart attacks, we talk about, all these attacks, which are because they are life threatening, right? You know that it's life threatening. Oh, someone of our age got a heart attack. These days young people are getting a heart attack. No one is talking about the muscle health and the joint health. They're equally bad, just because you're not getting something very severe. If you do a survey, 10 out of 10 people are having a back pain, and the back pain is because of poor posture and poor muscle health, which is the same with the heart. But just because the heart is, of course, a vital organ, it becomes the crisis. Oh, COVID ke baad heart attacks बढ़ गए हैं, youngsters are getting heart attack. Just check out the people post-COVID, especially post-COVID, pre-COVID, but chalo post-COVID. But you see people having, I don't think so, they have the right muscle and joint health at the age of 20s, early 30s. आगे का तो it's a different thing because वहाँ पे the age also plays a factor. But talking about the young people, so that's a very good question. Yes, physiotherapy can be preventive if you really want to avoid. So if you do all these things, you will avoid it. It's like हम कैसे बोलते हैं workout करो so that you avoid problems ahead. Same thing. अभी workout करने के लिए भी तो आपको people होने चाहिए. I've seen people working out with pain, with problems, and that's one of the biggest mistakes you do. I would prefer not doing a workout. I'll tell the person not to work out rather than work out with all the wrong muscles. ये muscle tight है, ये muscle tight है. There where your injury starts. Never ever an injury begins just one day like that. No, you've had that in वो मसल टाइट बहुत टाइम से था, उसके आगे पीछे के मसल्स वीक थे, तब जाके वो इंजरी हुआ है. हाँ, there are cases like unfortunately accidents, sports people having a major clash, or football में जो they have these striker attacks, वो बात अलग है. Those are unfortunate events. You can't control them. But I'm talking about the things that can be controlled. Injuries can be controlled if you're really taking care of your muscles regularly.
Talking to you is really intimidating because you're talking about postures and all, and I'm just wondering if I'm sitting rightly, if my shoulders, if I am, I don't know, it's very intimidating. Now I'm suddenly just thinking about, all I could think about is my posture, I'm trying to adjust it. I'll have to actually study about it because I feel like posture is kind of becoming a really, you can actually look at a person and tell that, the posture is really bad. Now it's starting to show because of all those spending hours in front of the sitting like this and working in front of laptop for hours. So it's kind of becoming a major problem. Thanks for that. So why don't you tell us 3 things? You are talking so passionately about physiotherapy, about Pilates, the importance it holds not for our physical health, but also for our mental health. So what are 3 things that motivate you every day? If you just have to name 3 things which motivate you every day, what will that be?
Motivates me for what? Like for this, like
for doing things, getting up in the morning, working, because now I feel like we as a human being are not even like, it's not like we are physically tired. Now we are kind of becoming mentally tired. So, people, it's not like, no, I'm tired, I can't do this, my legs hurt. Now it's like we are kind of getting mentally tired also. So have you ever come across this thought and you're like, no, I have to get over this, so what are the 3 things that, motivate you to do things,
Firstly, I think it's a very good question. So 3 things that motivates me every day. One is I come again back to the passion that you use the words. I'm very passionate about what I do. So if you ask me personally, see, all of us have, everyone has something or the other happening in their lives, right? No one has a perfect life. In some or the other way, I'm talking about the personal life also. So whether it is personal or professional, we all have issues, right? So there are days when you really feel low. So I'm talking about the days when I'm really not feeling like, doing anything. This is to do more with my, other things that affect. But one thing that really gets me going is my work. Number one, it has so much of passion because I know there is someone waiting for me in the clinic. I know someone's really needing me, wants my help. And my problem, I'm telling you, trust me, whatever the problem may be, we all have certain problem, but jo bhi us din ka problem rahega, trust me, it is never, you don't compare anyone's pain. Sabka pain ek level ka. Even I have a certain pain, you can't compare it. But I always believe that person's pain is definitely more than me right now. That should not stop me. Like that person really, and I think that's number one. My passion and the work that I really do. I know that someone's waiting for me. No matter motivation, yeah, that's true. I feel tired sometimes because I'm into a lot of things, so sometimes I really feel, and I do that also. So the times I need rest, I take rest. So that's one message I want to give. It's not against my body. But the way I said, against the mind, that's a very good point. So when you're mentally not okay, I'm also not okay certain days. One motivation is I want to really do this. Number two that I want to say is the reverse to this, that the way you told the mental fog ho raha hai, mental, this is very good thing. That's a very good point. All my people who get into Pilates and diet plan that also my team does, the reason is this only, that they're mentally tired. They're always tired, they're not getting sleep again. So number two motivation that I have is, I think, my lifestyle, myself. I've made a lifestyle where, I know that this is me. I can't, and that's what I tell my clients and my patients, that once you come on the track of healthy lifestyle, healthy comes mentally also. If you're mentally not healthy, you're not going to be physically healthy, no matter what. So I keep telling this, even through social media, I keep saying this. You may see some fantastic bodies on Instagram. I'm telling you this, whether it's a female or a male. But if you know them psychologically, they're absolutely not okay. There's no use of having such a body. It's not. It's just for the time being. If your mind is not okay, your body is not healthy. And that's why it's nothing to do about how the way you look. I know certain people who are not very much in shape, but they are very well, doing well in life, mentally, physically. They are happy. The word is the happy hormones. So number two motivation is, I think, this whole lifestyle that I've made, this. And number three motivation, I would say, is for me, um, somewhere, I don't know, I believe in the higher power. So I have a lot of spiritual connection. So I always feel there's a purpose. No matter how down I'm feeling, or I'm not feeling like I'm going to do this, I always feel there's a purpose, that I have to do this. There is, I believe in staying the present. So that's one major thing that I put in my life, which I've done off late. My son, बोल रही हूँ, मैंने भी बहुत सारे, you learn with time. So I've grown the last 1 year that no matter what was behind, that behind ka matlab can be the last night also something happened. So I faced that, just the previous day I've had a really bad day due to whatever reasons. Usually it's personal and emotional. So I can't. You have to stay in the present. So that motivation of, right now my purpose is this interview. Like I've been very tired. I had a medical camp for Doctor's Day, which got done at 4 o'clock in the evening. So I was actually very tired, but I was like, no, I have to get. See, the motivation is to bring this forward. The thing is, the moment today I've given this day to Ivy, and this is what is planned. So I believe in the purpose. So if you know that, no matter what, and trust me, if you do any of these one, you will get lost. Like kuch, I'll give an example. लोगों को ऐसे बहुत लगता है I love workout. Of course, I love doing it. People don't know, and they have no clue when you work out what it can happen. People just think about वजन कम करना. Oh my God, that's one of the last on the list. Trust me, there are so many benefits of working out. It has changed my life. So why I'm putting workout here is, I really don't. People feel I love working. I love it, but I don't like working out all the time. Like most of the days, I feel, oh my God, I don't want to do this. But why am I doing this? But trust me, after that, once you have done, you'll never regret a workout. I think one thing you'll do, you'll cry doing. I believe in motivation speech. Like it will sound like that. But one thing you will hate doing is a workout. But post that, you will hate, you love yourself that you did it. So I'm giving you an example that motivation में ये भी हो जाता है. There are days people think that, oh, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. We all feel why I want pain. इतना pain होता है कभी कभी exercise में. So I feel, why am I doing this? But trust me, it is all worth it. Whether it is physical, mental, and their mental motivation का ही point है. Second lifestyle का जो मैंने बोला कि if you are into this routine, no matter what, it will make you strong. So as I strongly believe that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That starts from working out. It kills you. It kills you. It kills your time also. Like, trust me, people tell me they don't have time. ऐसा बोलना नहीं चाहिए. I know busiest people working out. So I know them. One of them मैं हूँ. I know the busiest people on this earth, and they're working out. So this is one of the most lame excuses that I don't even take from my patients and clients. I let them, it's impossible. Time तो है ही है. मैं तुम्हें मैनेज करके देती हूँ. So you're killing everything, right? While doing it, you're killing the time. I'm not taking a patient and I'm doing a 45 minutes workout. I'm not saying I will reschedule the patient, but for me, I know I need to do the workout. ये मेरा time है, ये कभी नहीं आएगा. मतलब, so I'm trying to tell you that killing that time, that you have so many things, and when you prioritize this, that time you'll understand that you have to prioritize your mental health and get up and go, because it's a sign of depression. We all know that, right? So not getting up, being in the house, very commonly seen post-COVID. I recently met a patient last week and he told me that, I would like to work out, but I don't want to work out with your group. And I was a little shocked. I was like, what? Why? But they, no, after COVID, I'm very comfortable being lonely. I was like, this doesn't sound good and this is not okay. Post-COVID, especially to work from home and all this, people have loved working, not having social interactions. And one of the major reasons that this generation, our generation, is going into a lot of depression, a lot of suicidal cases, a lot of heart attacks. Why people are not talking about this? Why people are only talking about other things? Ki heart attack kyun ho raha hai? People are not having direct connections, the real ones. सब कुछ real हो गया है. सब कुछ Instagram, Facebook, whatever, whichever, Snapchat. I don't think so. Real conversation से नहीं हो रहा है. So I think ये जो आपने point बहुत अच्छा बोला है कि mentally you're not okay, it's a sign of depression. And ये होगा ही नहीं अगर आप वर्कआउट करें, मैं वो बता रही हूँ. और ये मैं गारंटी दे सकती हूँ, चाहे आपकी दुनिया में कितना ही प्रॉब्लम हो, होगा. प्रॉब्लम तो कभी नहीं जाने वाला. But if you work out, it's not going to make you feel that, bed पे रहो. I know some people, I know so many of my people, उनको they are very happy being just like a couch potato, and that's the word. It's very sad, but I feel there's a slogan I keep putting on my page, as she knows about it. And there's a slogan I say, keep moving, movement heals. It's really true. So whatever the movement is, just get up, take that 10 steps, and trust me, you will get going.
But people have kind of become more attached to machines and less attached with, other fellow humans. And I feel like that's the main cause of, enjoying, okay, to some point, enjoying your own company is good, but when it kind of starts overpowering you to the point that you can't be around more than two people, then it's a concern, I feel.
Very true. So solitude is bliss, but we have not come here to stay alone. Like solitude has its, I live alone, like I'm saying, I enjoy my company, but I want my people. I can't live. Matlab, I want them. The thing of having them. Yeah, after a limit, of course, you have to. And we are social animals for a reason, right? Even if a person is introvert, like most of my friends who are close to me are introverts, but that's what life is all about, right? You blend it. The reason that we have the evolution has happened from apes to coming to human beings is being social. So I'm not saying just go out social. Matlab ye nahi ki you have to go to socials and sit and find friends. You have your one two people and that's enough. Just sit. You don't really need to do anything. Just sit and be in company rather than being alone. So that's a very good point. That's very true. I think one of the major reasons after COVID especially has become, this being alone.
So lastly, I just have one more question for you, which is kind of like the highlight of the interview. It's what one advice would you give to medical students who have just started studying this particular, who have just entered into medical colleges, and what one tip, advice you think they should know from early stage about your profession?
Um, I'm talking to the millennials, I think. I'll just speak thoda soch ke. Physio. So yes, I would like to say that you all are indeed lucky. What you're studying something so I can't even say you're going to be so blessed because the amount of blessings you get, beyond the money and the monetary part and all that, which is secondary. So the blessings that you're going to get all along, you'll really cherish every patient that you're going to do. Okay, but yes, advice dena ho to yahi hai ki excel in the work. Try to be passionate about being a physio. Don't lack here to just I don't know how to put it up, but do a patient for the sake of doing a patient because
Yeah.
nevertheless see that, right? I keep seeing that around me. So I would love to see people passionately helping people, so all these guys who are coming out, just come out with an attitude of helping people in the way that you can, the best you can, primarily being a part of this healing function, and try to help India in many ways. I don't know why I'm putting up this because I hardly have any friends in India. They're all gone abroad and I don't think so they're coming back. So I'm just saying if you all can help and bring up
Do it
physiotherapy,
with
I'm
the
trying my best.
intention of helping, not with,
Yeah, yeah.
getting
And money
something
is
in
good.
return.
Trust. But trust me, it happens because I started off like that. I didn't think about all that, touch wood, because I was well supported by my family. I'm not taking up. See, everyone has their own priority. There's nothing wrong to take. If you have business on your mind, completely go with it. But do the business worth it. Okay. If you ask for money, be worth that money is what I'm going to tell every medical student out there, whether it is physio or anything. But don't just make the money for the cause of making your brand. Brand अपने आप बन चीजें अपने आप बन जाएगी, पैसे अपने आप आ जाएंगे आएंगे. But you have to keep one thing very importantly, that you have to keep your work, your integrity has to be higher than anything else. Like no matter what, like whatever happens, there's a lot of chaos that happens aju baju. So it's happened with me also. You have to keep going, and yeah, and try to be in India and try to build, because trust me that in the next 5 years India is going to go to another level globally. It's going to represent, I'm very sure, even economically we are going to go higher. So I know a lot of people leave India, a lot of my friends have gone because of the lifestyle and all, but I'm sure India will do well. So I want to really encourage them to be in, help the people around in India. There are a lot of Indians who need this. Yeah.
Okay, so that was actually all of the questions. So, lastly, thank you so much for being here with us and give. It was such an insightful information for me personally too, and thank you so much for your valuable points and your insights. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ravi. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Okay,
thank you for
I
being
hope you have a
kind.
nice day.